Alexa, good morning.
Good morning.
Alexa, play Classic FM.
Classic FM from TuneIn.
Classic FM from Global. And the programme today.
I think I've slightly overdone it on the fruit side of my breakfast this morning. It's nice and early. It's time is it? Just after 7 o'clock, and I've just taken Caitlin up to the gym. Kerry's away all this week, so it's my duty to take her to the gym. And so I've got a couple of hours to kill, so I thought I had better get and do some editing of these vlogs. And I must admit, I do like Alexa. She is pretty good. Apart from when you say her name and she's...
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, Alexa, resume.
Dedicated to the Lionesses, I think. The England women's cricket team.
It has now taken in the region of... No, it has. It has taken exactly 1 whole week for this plaster to dry out. As you can see now, the ceiling is looking pretty cool. And we got the walls, and the walls are looking pretty cool too. And it's still lovely and echoey. So Chris is coming today to fill up all these holes. He's got a big job ahead. All these holes are where we had the bookshelves with all the brackets, and likewise on that wall as well, we've got all the holes. He's got a lot of filling in to do. Once he's done that, he can do the ceiling, he can do the walls in that colour. What colour was it again? Can you remember? Yeah, rock salt. Rock salt. White ceiling, rock salt on the walls, and I think, oh, I've got to go and get the white paint for the skirting. I haven't got that, that's in the garage. Right, I gotta go. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I think Chris said he'd be here at 8:30. Cool. This room in a couple of days is going to be looking absolutely cool. But then we also need a new light as well. Don't know what we're going to have yet. That's up to Charlie or whoever's going to take over this room. We don't know yet. So, oh, hello Mr. Basso. My neighbour's going out. Alright, I'm going to quickly wash down these skirting boards. Going to go and get the paint ready for Chris. It's been a couple of days since I vlogged last, and you have to excuse this noise. This is the compressor, and this is something that you may have seen me sort of take pictures of on Instagram. This is my G microscope. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of engraving, nothing fancy, just really putting a pattern back onto this wedding band. We've had to put in the region of around about 5 sizes into it, and there's a pattern on it, and now it doesn't match. So I've got a little micro ball block down here. I've got the bands, as you can see, and this is one of the little adapters, again from GRS, that we're going to be able to put the ring onto just like that, and simply put that into the jaws, and then as they come along and push into this plastic sort of sleeve will open up, and hey presto, you should be able to just put a little bit of engraving onto it. Now I am not going to be, oh, my hands look huge, look, my hands are huge. I'm not going to be, thank you, I'm not going to be doing any engraving tutorials. I'm nowhere near the proficiency to teach anybody how to engrave, so forget that for the time being. But I may be doing some films from at the bench on setting up the Gravermach AT, which is just by the side of me here. Which is just by here. This is my Gravermach AT, and this is my handpiece. And as we push the back end of the handpiece here, the end here vibrates, and then which means we can engrave quite easily. you've got that option, or you've also got a foot control down here as well that you can simply switch over on the device by here. If I'm getting close enough, you can flick that onto foot control, which means then that as you push down on the foot down here, this vibrates. I tend to keep it on hand. I prefer it on the hand. I find it's much easier. So that's about it. Just thought I'd check in and say hello. I'm just gonna do these few little straight lines and these few little crosses on this ring here for my customer who's coming in tomorrow. So the weather, even though the sun may be shining at the moment, the clouds tell me different. So recently, Kerry and I have joined a local gym, health club. Now the advantage with this particular gym is that it has a lovely indoor pool, it has sauna, it has aqua therapy, it's got all the biz as well. And although it's not the same running on a treadmill, when it is going to pour down with rain today, it's the next best thing to do. Plus, how many running machines? I think it's got about 6 or 8 running machines. It's got free weights, it's got all the machines up there as well to do your weight training, etc, etc. So in addition to my running, I like to think that I can use some of these weights and the machines to sort of to gain a little bit of muscle in the top half of the body, which is seriously lacking in strength. And just to explain, and just to prove that to you, I can't prove it to you, I'm just going to tell it to you. Pull-ups, you know, on a pull-up bar, I have never ever lied about how many I could do, and we were all over the gym in the week, and my girls were over there, and I said, come on, I've got a bit of a plan as well, you see. And it had pull-ups, it had 3 sets of 12. Well, I said, look, I can do 1 pull-up, and sure enough, I managed to do 1 complete pull-up. I did do a few more attempts, but they were pretty feeble. So I'm pleased to say that the week just gone, I completed 1 pull-up. Not 3 sets of 12 or 3 sets of 1 pull-up, just 1 pull-up, and that's how weedy I am on the top half. Legs, pretty good. Top half strength, forget it. So my main goal is to do 2 pull-ups. How pathetic is that? And the advantage with this gym and this gorgeous golf course by the side as well, it's a place called Bryn Meadows, and the advantage with this place, it is literally a 6-minute drive from the house. Or if I was feeling particularly active in the morning, I could actually run here as well. Run just completed, and it's sod's law that the sun has been out most of the time, so I could have got some fresh air after all. Alright then, let's crack on with the rest of the day. Over the past few days I have been sorting out a little bit of a project for a customer. He wanted me to make up something similar to the clog eye tree of life, you know, all these swirly bits like that, like an emblem that he's going to put onto I am going to put onto the back, a backing piece. I'll explain now. And I've been sort of doing some Instagram pictures. Sorry, oh, my legs are aching. I went to the gym this morning. And been making up the master, and now we've made up the mould. And for those who aren't following me on Instagram, please do. Andrew Berry UK. I forgot my coffee. Hang on. Oh, back up these stairs. I went to the gym this morning. Oh, deja vu. And look a bit pink. It is because of, let's open this blind. Is that any better? I'm a bit blue now. Oh, that's gonna have to do. All right. So I've made up the mold. I cut that out open this morning. Look at it on Instagram. And now I've just put on my wax machine here, there, and that's the wax injector. And now we're just going to try out to see if this is going to work. It's going to inject wax into it. I've made the sprue because this little, can you see it there? It was there. Because I've made the sprue, do you know what, this camera's terrible at focusing on small little objects. Anyway, because I've made the sprue attach onto the ends that we're going to rivet, it may not work. I'm being really lazy here, like I normally am, and try and make some shortcuts. And the majority of times these shortcuts work, but occasionally they don't work. But at least I've tried, and that's the whole idea. I haven't shaved this morning, have I? Look at me, getting old and grey. So these shortcuts sometimes work, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to inject this now just to see if this is going to work. The wax injector is a really, sounds really exciting piece of machinery, a tools, but all it is simply a pot full of molten wax. You put that pot under pressure, you squirt the, you don't squirt, the wax squirts, but you push this in, the wax comes out through the nozzle, the wax will fill up the mould, and from that we should get multiple versions of these. Let me see if I can show you on my top there we go. We're going to get multiple versions of these in wax, and then from the wax we can lost wax cast it. That'll be a little bit later on, but I'm just going to see if these are going to work first of all. First of all, we're going to increase the pressure. This is the pressure, so this is the wax injector. This is the on-off switch here. This light tells you when the element is on. This is the temperature control here. This is the nozzle that, where's it gone? There it is. That this pushes into, makes a nice seal. The wax comes squirting out into the mold. This chamber has to be put under pressure. This is the temperature that it's at now, and this is the pressure. This then should lead to a compressor, but at the moment it's just leading to a foot pump. And because we don't do an awful lot of this wax injection, a foot pump is completely adequate. That brings it up to round about 1 kilogram per centimeter cube, which is in the region around about 13, 14 psi, which is going to be enough. Have it too much pressure and it'll squirt out all over the place, all over this, and you get lots of flashing. Have it with not enough pressure, it's going to dribble out and not fill the mold up. That is the idea. I've got a little bag of talc, and what that talc is going to do is enable the mold to be released a little bit easier. Just going to tap that onto there. So what's going to happen, we're going to push this in. As we push in, the wax is going to squirt out into the mould. As I said, it's not very exciting. You won't see anything. I'm going to get 2 little plates to go on either side of my mould though, first of all. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Little plate on the bottom, little plate on the top. 1, 2, 3, in and out. And that's it. As I said, wasn't very exciting, was it? So that is the wax that's gone into the mould itself. We need to wait a little while now for that wax to solidify. Sometimes you can just undo this, and because the wax is in one place, there we go. So this is the one part that you can see. This is how this went in. So what you can see here, this is this bar here. And then this area by here is underneath this bit of rubber here. So you can see it's just that little bit warm still. I'm not going to try and get it out. I'm going to give it a few minutes, wait for this to cool down. Then we're going to open it and we're going to see if it's worked. So now when we open this up, we can remove these little bits off either edge. I'm trying to do this one-handed in front of the camera. Oh no, I'm doing this two-handed. There we go. This is our master. You can see how the master should be. This is the wax. You can see we've got, it's just filled in that little bit underneath by there, but that's fine. The detail that we've got on the top is just right. There's our master. So that I think is going to be a good place to go. This is looking good. We got a very slight little bit of flashing, but only really slight. I'm happy. That's great. Thumbs up. Good, good. Let's crack on and do a few more.